Good morning, guys. Welcome in. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing? Let me get everything together over here. Everything's lagging for me this morning. Everything is lagging, so I can't even read the chat right now. Oh, there it is. I see the chat. There it is. Good morning, good morning. It's a rainy day. It is a rainy day in New York, so it is very gloomy and dark. I hope you guys all have better weather where you guys are at. Let me just fix this properly so it's not going crazy. All right. So, welcome in. Good morning, guys. I hope you all had a nice Thursday session, and I hope you are ready for Friday. Okay. I hope you're ready for Friday. So let's dive into it. We have a lot to go over this morning, guys. Good morning. Thank you for doing the live. You guys thought I wasn't gonna do the live today. You guys really thought I wasn't gonna be here for our pre-market. No, there's no way I was not gonna be here. It doesn't matter. Even if I got 2 likes in the video, I'm still gonna be here. But like the video, it does help. It does help. I'm not a villain, guys. I'm not a villain. I'm not gonna stop the pre-market just because I don't get the like. But I do love it though. I love the banter. I love that you guys are all here today, right? And for people that thought I wasn't going to be here, I'm sure they're not going to be watching the stream today. So the real ones are here today. The real ones are here today. All right, so guys, we have some big stuff to talk about today. We are going to dive into our charts, and we're going to have a really nice pre-market session. So some things are happening today in the market. Market's reacting to it. SPY is at some big levels. It held a big level yesterday. They rejected off a big level yesterday. Again, another technical day on the S&P 500. The market has been giving us good range, right? It's been giving us good range. It's been giving us good volatility. It's almost too good. It's almost too good. And almost every single day, I say, let's come into today's session with a degree of caution. And that the degree of caution believes to be not so important because the market is just doing things that make sense, right? It held support. It moved into supply. If you longed into support yesterday, you made money. If you got out of your longs at supply yesterday, you made money and probably sold it or even shorted, right? Or even shorted yesterday at supply and got some downside moves. So it was a really nice move for us yesterday on the S&P 500. And if you guys were prepared for this, you knew the levels right before the market even opened, right? You knew what to do. You knew, and this is the biggest stuff is, I'll tell you guys this right now. Some of the most important things we say here in the pre-market live stream is not going to be what to do. It's what not to do, right? That's the biggest thing. For traders, it's what not to do. It's knowing what not to do. It's knowing that shorting after, into supply or longing at supply, right? Or shorting back at demand were the 2 things not to do, right? And obviously, you could have inversed that and made money on the longs at demand, which is our top watch. Or you could have shorted at supply, which transparently, the supply rejections, I think, were harder to catch yesterday. So I don't know if many of you guys actually caught this. I didn't catch this, but we did catch the demand bounce here. And I caught the demand bounce here as well later on that session. So we'll talk about what happened yesterday. And we're going to go over what's happening here on the SPY chart, okay? We're going to go over the QQQ as well. We'll go over Qs. Qs are holding very strong this morning. We'll go over Nvidia. We'll go over the AMD. We'll go over the Appler, right? We'll go over Target. Target this morning, a little bit of strength, but it sold off a little bit yesterday. So we'll talk about TGT. This is a little long-term play here, but still far away, right? Still far away and nothing of excitement here yet until it's like much further away. So we'll talk about Target as well. We'll go over Amazon. We'll go over Teslita. We'll go over Tesla as well. Tesla 490, very big level here in Tesla. And we'll have a really good pre-market stream. So let's go into our data here quickly, and then we'll dive into our charts. So today's session is Friday, the 19th of December. And this morning, it is going to be an interesting morning because today's session is quadruple witching. I'm not sure if you guys know what quadruple witching is. It's a very important day. You have it happens 4 times a year, and you have 4 different asset classes expiring on the same session, right? 4 different asset classes expiring in the same session, right? So what does that mean for us? That means that there's going to be a lot of volatility, right? When you have lots of assets expiring at 4 o'clock today, that means there's a lot of market movement, right? You have a lot of in the money contracts that they don't want in the money anymore, so they'll do everything they can to get them out of the money, right? There's a lot of games that are played on quad witching days, so be careful of those games. It's traditionally a very difficult day, right? Now, it doesn't necessarily mean today is going to be difficult. It just means that there's going to be more volatility today's session. And you're also going to see a lot of end of day volatility. And the most important part about quad witching is actually the end of day. The last 30 minutes of the market close, even the last 15 minutes of market close, you're going to see very elevated volume, extreme elevated volume, especially the last quad witching of the year. Because again, we have 11 days left of December, right? Or I don't, is there, how many days are December? 30, there's 31 days or 30 days? So 12 days of December left. So obviously just understand that it's going to be a very volatile day today because of quad witching, as well as we have some other data. We have existing home sales at 10 o'clock. We have consumer sentiment at 10 o'clock. So some things at 10 o'clock happening. And then that's it. But again, extra volatility on this session. Okay. Let's move on. We're going to go over to our trading view charts, and we are going to discuss what's happening here on the market. So this pie chart, yesterday's session, we discussed the idea of not longing the open, right? When you have moves like this, by the way, Rika just said it for us. If 6.5 more trading days left this year, yes, 6.5, and the reason why Rika is saying 6.5 is because we have that 1/2 day next week, right? By the way, what's the calendar for next week? When is the? Hold on a second. Let me look at this. I want to just talk to you guys for a second. I know you guys are. I'm going to waste your time for a second. Today is the 19th. Monday is the 22nd. Tuesday is the 23rd, and then Christmas is the 25th. And that's Thursday. Is the market open for New Year's Eve, for Christmas Eve? Is the market open for Christmas Eve? It's a half day, right? It's a half day for Christmas Eve, I believe. And so if Christmas Eve is a half day, then our giveaway is going to be on the 24th. So on the 24th, on Christmas Eve, I'm doing our giveaway, guys. So we may not be trading on the 24th, transparently. We may not be trading, but show up to the live stream. Just show up. Just be there, right? I'm giving $1,000 away. The less people that show up, the better for you guys. Remember, it's all probability, right? You guys are all traders, so you guys understand that. So tell your friends not to show up. Say, hey, don't show up. It's a bad trading session that day. Don't tell them don't show up, right? But you show up, and so it's good for you, right? Show up on the 24th. We're giving away $1,000. Show up, right? It's free money. So and the best part is, it comes from YouTube, right? It's not even coming from me, right? It's not so you don't have to say thank you to me because it's not even me. It's my YouTube that's paying you guys. So every dollar I make on YouTube, I've given away this year. I've made 12 grand from YouTube this year, and I've given away almost every single dollar of that. I think with the exception of maybe $1,000. Oh, we just lost our monitor. Hold on a second. Guys, we have lost our monitor. Oh, we're back. Okay. So yeah, that's what's happening on the 24th. So just be there or be square. Okay. Let's. Someone said, "Really, Brett? Nice, $12,000. Really? Yeah. I'm not a big YouTuber. Let me get some. If you guys like the stream a little bit, Where's it? Where's the? Hold on a second. How many likes do we have here? Can we do a like check? Can we do a like check here? I have 352 likes, guys. That's not. That is an abysmal number. It's an abysmal number. Get the like count up. All right. So, SPY. Yesterday's session was all about the pullback to demand, right? We knew yesterday's session was basically this. This is what it was. It was a market that opened up in a pre-market push post CPI. And when you have pre-market pushes like this, it's almost your response system from me. My response system, how I approach these markets is going to be, let's look for a pullback long, right? Let's not long into the abyss. Let's long back into a demand, right? One of the most difficult sessions yesterday would have been if we just did a gap and go, right? Gap and goes are my kryptonite. So if you see the market gap up and it just goes like this, that's kryptonite for me because it's hard to trade this. But what we did do is we pulled back to our demand zone. We saw us retrace almost immediately after market open into demand. And you saw us do what? We saw us pull back into our level, right? And begin doing a little bit of a V shape. And so yesterday's session off the gate, we longed this low. So the market pulled back right over here. And then we took longs right over here, right where we took longs, and we got a nice upside trade back in highs. And you can see that not only worked once, but it worked a second time over here, forming a higher low and ripped up in highs. And this was the two trades I had taken on SPY yesterday. We longed it We longed it here. I longed it here in a signal. I also longed some over here at the 676s for an upside move. And the best part was you could have longed it a third time. Watch this. Look what happened here. Pull back and look at this. Look at this right here. I'll show you something really interesting. Watch this. Watch this right here. This candle. Look how this candle just flips right here, guys. Oh, you can't see anything. You guys can't see anything. Uh-oh. I see the chat's going crazy. I love that though. That's good. You guys just saved the day. Hold on. Reset. Bam. Reset. Bam. We're back. We're back, guys. We're back. Should be much better now. All right, so guys, what I was saying basically was we longed the low over here, right, at the swing low. It pulled back. It formed a higher swing low, big upside move yesterday. So there were some longs yesterday after the market basically pushed up higher. We treated this pre-market move higher, the CPI data move higher, as a gap up. And that was the right idea yesterday, basically looking for pullback longs for upside moves. And that was our main focus. We moved into supply yesterday, and we actually broke above supply. And for a moment, this to me was a break and hold above supply. And it tried to do it, right? You see it. It tried. And the third time, it broke beneath it, right? So this was interesting because you could have considered this yesterday as your short, right? You saw us fail the breakout. A failed breakout for me is known as a whim wham, right? This is a whim, a wham, right? This is the definition of a whim wham, right? Basically, you have the market trying to break highs, and it does break highs, but it couldn't get continuation flow higher. And eventually it triggered short after it broke back beneath your level, and then obviously gave you crazy downside move. Look at the volume on this downside pressure coming in as well here, selling us all the way off back into demand. Now watch this candle right here. Look at this candle right here. Watch this candle right here. Watch this flip. And look how diabolical this was. Pulls right back to demand. Everyone wants to go short here. Look at the price action. The price action is screaming short, but the level is screaming, hey, hold on, don't do that. Now watch this. It pulls right back in demand. First candle comes in right there. That's your long entry, right? This is your third long entry in the day. If you guys were trading the levels here, right? This is your third long entry of the day. It moved up higher off that, and bam, right back in highs again for a nice trade. So the point I'm trying to say yesterday was a really nice technical day, all between the 679.5s and the 675s. Those are your big levels yesterday. Now today's session, what is it all about? Today's session is all about the same levels, right? It's the same thing, guys. It's the same thing. It's 675 demand. It's 679.5 supply. Now, I don't know what's going to happen here, right? Yesterday, we said immediately our long level is 675. Today's session, we've bounced off the 675 yesterday 3 times. 3 times it's bounced. I can't say today's session with ultimate confidence that I want along the 675 yet. I just don't know. I don't know what I want to do here. I know this is support. I know this is a level the market can potentially hold, but if we do fail 675, we will see a downside day here on our quad witch session, and we'll see it move into 670. So my mindset basically today is use this level as my pivot, but come into today's session with literally no bias. I'm completely neutral. Do we see us fail below the 675s? If so, downside. Do I see us retain the 675s today? If so, upside, right? My bias is drawn from 675. Are we above it? Okay, then bullish. Are we below it? Okay, then bearish. It's not as simple as it was yesterday. The reason why was because yesterday we had a strong pre-market. Therefore, the most logical scenario was pull back into demand. Right now, we have a flat/weak pre-market, but we're holding demand here. So we have to understand today's session is a session you want to go in with very little bias. And yes, Rika said it too. You want to size down on quad witch days. You don't want to not trade though. You can take trades today. Don't let anyone tell you don't trade today. Trade, right? If you see something good, take the trade. But size down. It's a quad witch session, right? On the ES chart, you're going to see it's the same thing. You have our demand here at 67.18s, which is your critical demand spot today, 6718 on the ES chart, which is the level we had held yesterday. That was your big hold spot yesterday. We had the 68.63 supply, and you can see, look at the supply zone we have here on the ES chart. You can see we pushed up into it, we tried to break it, and it failed back down below. Downside move right back into demand, in which case you could have longed it again here. And again, what I'm saying here was it was a tactical day that respected our levels. Now today's session, what's going to happen here? The question mark is, what do we do at our levels, right? Do we see us pull back to this level and begin holding it? If then, upside. Do you see us pull back into this level and begin failing it? If then, downside. So my main watch today is just use the levels we had yesterday and see how the market reacts to it on the 5-minute chart. It's not as simple as it was yesterday. And you are seeing that we are still holding demand, right? And on the ES chart, you can see it. On the SPY chart, you can still see it, right? You still see it. It's all there today. And if you want a little bit more conviction today, more than SPY, more than ES, because SPY and ES, you're at demand, but you're weak in the pre-market. And so it's kind of a question mark what we do. I would lean towards us being more bullish because we're above demand here contextually, right? Contextually, we're still bullish. But on the Qs chart, this is a very slight bullish sentiment, like a very minor bullish sentiment. Let's make that clear. We're bullish, but very minor because we're above demand. On the Qs chart, you could see, hey, we are actually maintaining ourselves really strong here. QQQ is stronger than the overall market, right? SPY is what's it called? SPY is a little bit weaker at demand. QQQ is stronger, but at supply. So it's very interesting. It's a very interesting pre-market. You have QQQ sitting at the high of day yesterday, right at the high of day yesterday, while SPY is sitting at the low of day from yesterday. That's a very clear discrepancy. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see, hey, SPY is at yesterday's lows, QQ is at yesterday's highs. It's a very interesting session. You don't normally get that. So I'm very curious to see what the market does here because this is a game now. They're playing a game and we just don't know what game they're playing. Are they playing Monopoly or are they playing chess? So we need to see us clear above these highs for free flow moves. If we do, then we know where we're going. We're going higher, right? But as of right now, you don't really want to be long the Qs into supply. So it's very interesting. Qs at supply, SPY at demand, right? If we can clear above the supply zone on the QQQ, I would say we go higher. And where is your supply zone? I had 61150 yesterday on the SPYs on the Q chart. I will make an adjustment here, guys, on the Qs. On the Qs, the adjustment being made is going to be taking this level and bringing it higher to yesterday's highs, right? 61280 is your supply zone today on the QQQ. I made an adjustment here. We're adjusting yesterday's highs, and this is the level I want to see us crack today for continuation flow, right? If we can crack this level, crack above the Friday's lows, the breakdown level of Monday, the highs of Tuesday, you know we're going to go higher here, right? This is the thing here, is if QQQ can actually clear above this set of highs, above this level here, the colossal level, the megalodon level here from yesterday's highs, we will go higher at least to 614.50, right? 614.90, which is the pre-market highs of Wednesday, but probably even start to trend higher into Monday session to 620, right? 619, 620. So this is a very important chart here on Qs. But again, we're in supply. So you can't long Qs, you can't short SPY. So what the hell do you do, right? This is I'm trying to say. I would try to simplify things when I can for you guys, but sometimes there is no simplification. We just don't know what's going to happen, right? We just have the data. We have to see what the market's going to do at market open. But again, at demand here in SPY, at supply here on Qs. Very interesting open here, okay? Respect your levels, and I think you have a good session. So, guys, let's move on to some names that have more clarity. So let's talk about some individuals that maybe will give you some more bias today, more clarity, and have possibly better trades than SPY and Qs. Let's talk about our first chart of the day. Let's talk about the Apple. So this to me is very interesting. I like looking at charts like this because you can see a whim-wham right down below. And the whim-wham that happened yesterday on Apple was a complete mean reversion, right? If you guys were in the live stream yesterday, we spoke about like Apple was really weak at market open, and then we spoke about the idea of Apple making the move back, right? Probably going to retrace the move back. And the reason why Apple does this is because Apple doesn't tend to move in big moves. Anytime you see Apple make a big move in one direction, it tends to reverse it, right? It almost always tends to reverse it. I don't know what the stats are on this. I'd be curious to see what the stats are, but it does tend to reverse the downside plays because Apple is a gold tier, is a gold standard stock. And it ended up failing and then ended up reclaiming yesterday right at 270. And once it reclaimed, it became a long. And so today's session here on Apple, Apple for me is a long as this chart's holding 270. So it's a very interesting chart, not in the sense that it was strong, but in the sense that you do have some trapped up shorts yesterday. So as long as this chart stays above 270, you can play this as the trap short scenario, in which case it rips today if market's strong. So keep this on the back burner. I know it's not an abundantly obvious ticker today. This is not an abundantly obvious ticker today, but because it was weak yesterday and it trapped up these shorts yesterday, I do think if the market is strong today, which is a contingency, SPY must be strong, Qs must be strong, then this is a long, and we can long and above highs. So we can long and above 273, and we can look for continuation plays into 276. So I'm looking for longs in this chart above 273 for a continuation play higher into 276. If it fails below 270, guys, it's a short, right? If it fails below this level right here, if it fails below 270, this band right here, then it's going to be a short play all the way back into 267. So my bias today is drawn from this green level. Above it bullish, below it bearish. My top watch is going to be above 273 for longs. If we can clear 273, I'm looking for a long side play back into 276. So keeping this on the watch today is above the set of highs here. If you fail below 270 though, you know what's going to happen. It's going to sell off probably in yesterday's lows. Okay, that's what I'm seeing here on this chart. So you could trade it short, but only below 270. You can trade it long, but only above 273. Anything in between here is a tight range. Be careful of that. Okay, moving on. Let's go over Nvidia. Nvidia chart. Nvidia gapping up this morning, and this is part of the reason why the overall chip sector is strong, which in turn is making Q strong, right? So you have Nvidia moving higher, and part of the reason why this chart is moving higher was because you do have some news coming in here this morning. So you have some news from this is the China news this morning. So if you guys look into this, look, I'm not completely aware of everything that's happening here, but you can see here there was some news in China causing chips to hold pretty well this morning. So if you are trading, if you're a catalyst trader, this would be a decent catalyst to trade off of. You'd have to sort of judge how relevant that catalyst is. But to me, it does look good just off the get-go. 175 demand here is the level I'm watching. If we're above 175 bullish, if we're below 175 bearish. So yesterday's session, we were bearish under 175. If you guys shorted the market open yesterday, look at this market open here on this chart. I mean, this was one of the trades I had taken out the market open, which was hard to signal. I couldn't signal this, but you can see, look how clear this rejected off 175. Almost 30 seconds to the market open, we popped right in 175 and big market rejection here at the level. I'm sure some of you guys caught this. And again, it pushed into 175, but this time it reclaimed it, right? We saw some upside, and then it failed it, and then became choppy and into close. On today's session here on Nvidia, we are bullish as long as we are above 175. So if you're watching anything today here on Nvidia, you're probably watching for some sort of little dip and rip right into 175, 174 for an upside move. If you lose 174, if you lose 174.30, this bottom of that demand zone, I think this chart begins to fizzle out, and it fizzles out to 172. So that's my understanding here, guys, on Nvidia is you want to see it really above 175, 174. If it loses this level, then we know where it's going. It's going lower, right? It's going to go lower. So you want to see us hold this level for demand to step up. And again, if you're looking for longs, that's where it is today, right? Gap up here, strong chart. Look for a pullback to demand zone for upside move. That's my top watch today on Nvidia. Okay, AMD. The AMD here, you can see yesterday, it didn't really do much, right? Lackluster chart. AMD was a lackluster chart, and it continues to be lackluster this morning, even with a gap up here on the market, right? This is important, is we must understand what's good and what's not so good. And AMD today, I don't think is very good. I would steer clear of AMD. One thing we spoke about yesterday was where we would be looking for some aggressive plays on AMD, and we said that was back at 186. Something I didn't talk to you guys about, though, is if you guys remember, under 195 on AMD. So 195 is a very big level. You guys know that. 195 is a very big level on AMD. If we clear below 195, you know that there's a gap filled down below, right? So look at this daily chart here. Under 195, which is far away, but it's not as far away as you think. Under 195, there is a gap to play, a daily gap to fill here between these series of highs, 186, and these series of lows, 194, 195. So if you see this chart break below 195, do not long it, right? I would be very hesitant of going long here until back at demand here, 186. And there's a strong case, there's a strong thesis for us needing this pullback long, right? If you guys recall, why am I saying that, right? Why am I saying these things? Because remember, this is your daily time frame break and retest. We broke out, we never retested it, right? So at some point, at some time, at some event in the next few weeks, next few days, I don't know when it's going to happen, but I do think we pull back to this level here. I do think we do. Most of these gaps in the daily time frame do tend to get filled. So that could be a reason why AMD has been a bit lackluster the past few days when Nvidia has been holding stronger. Okay, so let's see what happens here on AMD. Okay, moving on, guys. Let's go over. Let's rip the band-aid off. Let's rip the band-aid off. AVGO. AVGO. As much as I hate to say it, AVGO is holding demand really well. AVGO 340 or 324, very big level here, big day level here. You can see, look at this colossal level here on AVGO, right? If there's any level that you want to have some trades based off of, it's probably the 324. You can see this is a very big daily shelf. Now, transparently, I will not be trading AVGO today, but you guys can trade AVGO and you guys can have fun with it. Have fun without me, right? Have fun without me. Go play with this without me. But AVGO at 324, very big level. If you are looking for longs in AVGO on a larger time frame scale, this is probably where it is, right? It's probably here somewhere. And you look for longs now above the 336s. If you see it clear 336, this is a long side move, right? So if you see us reclaim 336, the highs at Thursday and the high and the lows of that Tuesday, Wednesday session, right? Tuesday session, you can see Tuesday session right here at 336, and this is a long side trade. So look for longs above the 336s. That's where I'd be looking for entries, okay? Let's move on. Let's go over Tesla. Tesla 467 held, and it pushed into the 481, 482 head and shoulders. And before you say, oh my God, you said head and shoulders, you were wrong about this chart. Well, it does look like I was wrong on the 15-minute chart, right? The head and shoulders, it does look like that. But if you go to the 5-minute or even the 2-minute, you'll see there was a trade here, right? If you shorted the right level here, which was 42 flat was the head and shoulders, you can see bam, 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 right? So, Tom, Dick, and Harry, if you're in the chat here and you said, Brett, I took the head and shoulders play and I lost my whole account. Well, Tom, I mean, look at the chart. It did move, right? It moved $10 off the level, so you just had to take profit. Now, eventually, it did reclaim it here, and it did reclaim. It reclaimed it. 42 reclaimed, and 42 maintained it, and it no longer is a head and shoulders. Right over here, it no longer became a head and shoulders. Right here is the moment where it said, "I am no longer head and shoulders anymore." Right? I have reclaimed. I have defended here. Right? And once it did that, well, it rallied higher. Right? And continued to maintain it even in the close yesterday, 42. So as long as we're above 42, feel bad for Tom. As long as we're above 42, we're bullish here. So that's the thing to say now is 42 is your bull bear pivot. So what does that mean? That also means you can be a really effective trader off the 42s. So this is my watches. If you want to short the stock, bam, 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 right? That's your short. This would be a really excellent short today, right? A really excellent short today on Tesla will be under 42. If you hold 42, we're going to hold it and we're going to go higher, right? So obviously I can't lose here because I'm telling you it's going to either do this or it's going to do this. So I can't lose because I will not be trading Tesla today probably. And no matter what happens, I'm going to look good. So I'm just going to say it's going to go higher or go lower, but it is based on a level, right? So if we see us clear below 42, I think you get trend into 467 again. If you do pull back today and you see us develop a hold here on the 5-minute chart and you see us maintain here, then this is going to be a strong long entry. So basically what I'm saying here is just watch the 42s. If we're holding it, we're bullish. If you fail it, we're bearish. That's what it is, okay? It's nothing crazy. Now, I've seen days like, I've seen this before, and the reason why I'm saying watch for the 42 breakdown is because it's what happened here, right? If you look what happened here, this was very resemblant to what's happening now too. If we fail below 42, you could see that equal magnitude move down lower, just like this, right? So just keep that in the back burner, right? If you want to see a fail today, watch Tesla fail below 42. If it does, it's a short. That's where I would look. To be honest with you, that's where I would be looking at. I would be more leaning towards, let's watch this. This is where I'd be leaning towards today, right? Because I like this. Like, I love seeing things fail like this. So if I see us fail before it do, short it, okay? That's my watch. Right. What are we doing here, guys? Palantir. well, so you guys know what it is, right? I mean, look, you guys know, you don't need to hear from me, right? You know what it is. You know the level is. You have the level in your chart. You guys all at this point should probably have this on your charts. 188 is your supply zone on Palantir, and so you know this is your supply. 188, big level, big level, big level. 188. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know its level, right? So this is your supply zone. Don't be a muppet, right? Don't be a muppet. Don't be longing Palantir in 188. If you're going to long it above 188s. As of right now, it's in supply. It's in supply. What are you going to do? It's in supply, right? You do not long here. This is not a long. If it clears 188, then there is a long side trade back into 192. $4 upside. So as long as we're below 188 though, do not be long the chart. That's just my mindset. Dwayne, thank you, Dwayne. Thank you for the $4. Thank you for the, or $5. Thank you. Much appreciated. Uber. What am I doing over here? All right, let's just remove everything. Let's go over this chart. So on the Uber chart, Uber is pulling back to some levels here. Are you, Dwayne, are you watching Uber long-term or short-term? Because in the long-term, I'm going to tell you this. This is my long-term entry. My long-term entry is down over here. My long-term entry is right over here. Just as simple as that. This is my long-term entry. If I'm a buyer of Uber, I'm buying it there. That's where it is, right? If I am for long-term, for swings, for equity trades, right? That's where I'm buying, right? Over there. And that would line up. It doesn't line up perfectly with the fib, but that's my level, right? I would be looking for 62, 60s. That's where I'm buying. But for short terms, this chart is... For short terms, this chart is not doing much, guys. I mean, to be honest with you, it's not doing much. I mean, it's just structuring lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. I think every pop is an opportunity to short on Palantir or on Uber for now. Watch 82 for a lower high formation. Watch 82 for shorts. Watch for a pop and a fade today. Here, 82. Again, I'm not really a day trader of Uber. I would be more interested in going long. In fact, what I would do is if I am looking for Uber, I'm just going to set an alert here at 62.5, right? 63. And that's my scaling zone for long-term shares. Okay. Amazon chart. Amazon is bullish above 227. We know that already, right? And it's trying, right? You see that it's trying yesterday. It tried it. Like you said, a break, the retest, upside move, and then it failed below. So 227 is a big level here, guys. If we're above 227, we're bullish. If we're below 227, we're bearish. As of right now, we're above 227, so we're going to look for longs. Look, this is not a top watch for me, transparently, but if I see it begin to develop a hold here, we know this is a long, and this is a break of trend. So it hasn't really done much yet, but it could, right? This is where it would be. So this is where it would be. We have a break of trend. It's maintaining itself now. So if we're above 227, this is the start of us pushing higher here. I don't know if this is how short-lived this is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be short-lived or not. But if we can start developing a hold here, this will look better and better the further away it moves from this 227 area. But as of right now, it's right at the level. Let's see what happens here at this 227 area. Above bull, below bear. Okay. Let's move on. Let's go over what is this? Fleazy MU. Micron. So Micron earnings yesterday. And just to look at their earnings, right? They beat in both earnings. They beat in the both and the revenue as well. So double beat on MU, and it was a weak stock on Wednesday, strong stock on Thursday. So a big push from Wednesday into Thursday. And today we have done what? We pulled back to that demand on Thursday sessions. We did see a retracement to demand now. So because MU retraced to demand here on Thursday and held it, you don't want to see it pull back to demand anymore. You want to see it just continue higher and push out these 260s. If it can push out 260, you can look for a long entry. That's the only long entry I have here on MU. Is going to be this. Break, retest, upside move. This is because it already tested demand down here below. You don't want to see it test this demand now. This is the level you want to see us. Not really hold, we want obviously to hold here, but it's not really long anymore here at 244. It's a long above the 260s. That's where I'd be looking for longs now, right? If we can clear that level, upside move, okay? All right, guys, I'm going to pop off here. I'll see you guys all for live trading. Have a happy and safe trading session. I'll see you guys all there.